makes it to DJ Scott LaRock.
Like a jelly bean. I'm hip hop. 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 Hip hop.
And what it makes it to DJ Scott LaRock.
And now, our feature presentation.
Alrighty, my bad, my bad. Now I gotta start all over. Peep this. Trying to get this thing going. I had to get my sound right. Um, I've been going back and forth with several people on um YouTube and the chats on YouTube and the chats on Facebook about Drake getting booed in Toronto. This Kendrick and Drake beef has been the messiest thing ever that I've ever seen. Though we thought it was good for hip hop, um, it's just out of proportion. We didn't see what we're seeing now back when it was Biggie versus Pop. We didn't see that when it was Biggie versus Pop. Um, it's crazy because now you got people behind the keyboards voicing their opinion, um, getting angry, calling people out the names. It's just real crazy. We didn't have that with the East Coast, West Coast because social media wasn't involved. Now we have social media involved in this thing, and it's just crazy, right? This thing should have been over, should have been not talked about. Um, Kendrick getting bragging rights for bodying per se a singing rapper, a hit maker. You getting, I didn't see that, but it's just crazy. And so people are really in their feelings back and forth about number one, this battle, and then no matter what Drake does, it's relating to the "Not Like Us" lyrics. Uh, he go out to dinner and he step out with a older woman. Oh, he just doing that because Kendrick said he was A-. People just can't live, their lives anymore. Oh, he got a secret hidden daughter. What difference does it make? Where in the rules of being a celebrity that you got to report everything that goes on in your life? What black man don't have a child? What black woman who not high who don't have a child? Everybody don't want their kids on social media or exposed to the public. So what difference does it make? And so then the pedo stuff. Uh, don't nobody want to listen to a pedo. Okay, this newer generation, anything anybody says, whoever they like, it's in stone. Like back in the day, there was commercials like, "Oh, okay, you heard it on the internet, so it got to be true." Okay, now you have it where whoever you're rooting for, it got to be true. And me personally, I don't have a dog in this race. I'm just a fan of good music, and so to me, you see Drake more. Drake's more popular. Uh, Kendrick is the most popular, I guess, one of the most popular lyricists. But as long as you have people like Eminem around, you will never really get your 100% shine. As you saw when Eminem dropped, a lot of the talks about Kendrick kind of died down a little bit. And the only times, that they would talk about Kendrick is when they're trying to troll Drake. But the best lyricist right now, up to date, if you're just looking at artists that dropped new material, it's Eminem, thumbs down. Kendrick and Eminem in the same camp, so we'll never get to see them to go against each other. But that would be a much better battle than watching him go against somebody who make Hotline Bling, Marvin's Room, um, Tootsie Slide, Kiki, Do You Love Me, whatever. Nice for what, you know. And so everybody's rooting him on. That's kind of like you rooting on for a heavyweight to take out a welterweight or a featherweight. Can't get stripes for that. It's kind of like I was saying on a previous podcast when I did my hip hop. I just had to come on here tonight. I'm just warming it up so I get to what I'm trying to get to. It's like putting Ice Cube against Too Short. Cube against Short. Both of them good, but they rap about different shit. You can't put Ice Cube against Too Short. Let Too Short make his music and do his thing. You know, let him do his thing. It's a place for all of them in hip hop. So Luke Skywalker, 2 Live Crew. Just because he don't rap like LL Cool J and them, does that take anything away from him as a hip hop icon? MC Hammer. Just because he don't rap like Ice Cube or LL Cool J, does that take anything away from him and his staple in hip hop? Young MC, Tone Loc, and I'm gonna bring them up again while I'm defending this, while I'm going, speaking my mind on this Drake getting booed in Toronto. All right, before I play the video, this is what happened. Everybody should know now if you follow hip hop. Okay. And hopefully I'm gonna pick the right video. I loaded it, but anyway, don't look like I loaded it though. But okay, because I know it's way more videos than this. Hold on a minute. It's like a lot of videos I loaded didn't load, so hold on a minute. Let's see. Then I'm gonna have to check my screenshots. That should be loaded. All right. So over the weekend, Drake was in Toronto. He was with this 90s band. They formed in 94, but they blew up like they got popular with it in around 97, 98, they was rolling. Band called Limp Bizkit. Limp Bizkit. You had Fred Durst in there. He was the main one. He raps a little bit like the Beastie Boys and things. So we were kind of on him, hold on a moment. Let me see. So we fill in the groups. And I'm gonna show you the lineup too, but I'm gonna give you a brief on what happened. This the deal. All right, so Limp Bizkit was also signed to Young Money at one time, around the time when Lil Wayne had signed Nicki and Drake. He also grabbed Limp Bizkit. What was so special about Limp Bizkit that made Lil Wayne want to take interest in him? Well, Lil Wayne was going through his little skateboard, rock and roll type music thing. And so with him going through his rock and roll music thing, Limp Bizkit was more like a rock rap type. They call it, I think, new rock. And so he signed them to his label around the time when he was dealing with Nicki and Drake. And here's a video on that. This is the history of how Drake and Limp Bizkit's connection came together. Not that they were in Toronto and they invited him to come to the show. They were label mates, so they been down.
Rapper Lil Wayne announced that his label, Cash Money Records, has added 90s nu metal icons Limp Bizkit to the roster. Frontman Fred Durst confirmed the news on Twitter, and his band joins other artists, including Nicki Minaj, Drake, and T-Pain under the Young Money Entertainment umbrella. The acquisition has raised a few eyebrows as Limp Bizkit, now the only rock band on Cash Money's primarily rap and R&B lineup, released their latest album Gold Cobra last year to tepid reviews after a 6-year hiatus. Industry insiders can only assume Wheezy did it all for the nookie.
Okay, so that's their connection. They were label mates. Okay, so they on the same label doing their thing. All right. Now, let's see. All the videos I loaded disappeared. So anyway, they he just and he's this, he's that. Oh, they trying to relate it to the Kendrick thing. Now, I'm gonna play the video and then I'm gonna touch up on my thoughts on it. I'm trying to find the video. That's that. Okay, let me load the video. All this stuff was loaded. I don't know what the hell. Here it is. All right, I'm getting ready to load the video. And if you watch the video, you will you'll hear what's going on. And this what made me come to my conclusion. I just, had to do this. And it's last minute, but I was like, I was supposed to do it yesterday. It was gonna be promoted and all that, but I was like, just let me get on here and say what I say, do what I do. Because I speak from not a fan's point of view. Majority of the people who are speaking from a fan's point of view. And nobody wants to be a fan of a loser, right? Of a so-called declared loser, right? So everybody just automatically want to jump on Kendrick's side, whether they like Kendrick, whether they know anything about Kendrick or not. If your friend is down with Kendrick, you're down with Kendrick. We're not fucking with Drake. You know what I'm saying? Because the majority, we're going to roll with the minority majority. We're going to roll with the majority. Okay. And that's what they've been doing. So, especially Gen Z, and that's a totally different freaking generation altogether. I don't get them. I ain't even trying to get them. I just watch them. But the deal is, let me play the video. This is what happened. Listen, and I'm probably going to play it a couple of times, but peep it out and just listen. And then I'm going to come back and tell my thing. Then I'm going to play the video again after I say my thing.
You know Drake's here tonight? I thought Drake was your homie. What? No? Drake's not homie. And since Drake's here, he's over here on the side. I'm gonna do this one for him. It's dedicated to you.
More Limp Bizkit, more Limp Bizkit. Oh, that guy was yelling, more Limp Bizkit. Okay, so that lets you know that it wasn't, to me, that lets me know that it had nothing to do with the beef that Drake and Kendrick had and all the 8 minors and all that. That had nothing to do with none of that. The people paid their money to see a new metal concert. And I said new rock earlier, but it's new metal. They paid to see a new metal concert. And you talking about Drake. So of course, those people would have been in a frenzy. And like I said, if I paid to see Eric B, Rock M, LL Cool J, KRS-One, because that's not what I paid my money to see. Okay. So, and you hear the guy in the back, more Limp Bizkit. They wanted to see Limp Bizkit. And here was the lineup, y'all. This is the lineup. You had Limp Bizkit announce their 2024 tour with Bones. I guess that's N8 No Face and Corey Feldman. All right. That's the lineup. Where does Drake fit in? I'm just asking. Where does he fit in? Okay. And let me show you what these groups look like. Okay. Here's Bones right here. Okay, tattooed up, your classic rock group. You know what's happening? Guitars and snares and riffs. You know what I'm saying? Your screaming guitars, your rock and roll all night type shit, right? Then you have the N8 No Face. Totally rad, right? Okay. Then you had the Corey guy. Okay. He's there. He's special guest. Whatever he do, I guess he sings now. I just know him from the movies. I think it was Goonies or something, and then I see him in a recent interview where he kind of breaks down. But you got him, and then he announces Drake. Where in the hell does Drake fit in that lineup? Okay, so what I was saying is Drake had no business even being, okay, since he was in Toronto, they're saying since it was his hometown that he got booed in his hometown. So that's the Kendrick fact. He's through. He's fried. Okay. My deal with that is with me being a DJ, okay, if I throw a hood party, it packs out. They have to call the fire marshal. I throw a 80s, 90s, a theme party, especially the 80s. They only want 80s music. So if I'm trying to play Sexy Red at an 80s party, they're gonna boot Sexy Red, and I'm probably gonna get a bad review on my DJing skills for that night at an 80s party. It's on those theme parties. So when you got these people that want to hear new metal or rock and roll or whatever, and you bring up a hip hop artist that's not from their era, okay? So this is, let's see, do I have what Red Durst and them look like now? Okay, hold on. Okay, there it is. I'm finding this stuff quick tonight, guys. All right. Fred Durst got to be about 52, 53, but this is what he used to look like when they were hip, and what he looks like now is with the white beard. I just don't see Drake's crowd in that. Okay. Now, in the Chichilla thing where DMX rocked the rock and roll crowd, DMX was a different type of MC altogether. He was yelling and screaming, and I could see him with the guitars, and he up there with his bald head and rapping and barking and rapping to the guitar sounds. I see that. Even when Jay-Z did the Anthrax, Run DMC with the Walk This Way with Aerosmith. I see all of that. But this is today's era. So the people who would have attended that concert, 8 times out of 10, the demographics would have been 40 plus, because this is a 90s, late 90s group. So if Fred Durst is in his 50s, that means Drake would have been about 10, maybe, when they got hot, 97. If Drake is 87, so I put him around 8, 10, 11, 12, about 12 years old when they were out. Okay, so if you look at that, and then you look at Drake coming out 18, 19, we'll say, yeah, 21 when he blew. His fans are going to be more or less 5 to 10 years above you. So if you came out at 18, your average fan is going to be 28 and below. Okay. So if your fan's 28 and below, and I'm reaching when I say 10, but we'll just do that for conversation, debate's sake. 28 and below is the fan base. They wouldn't be at no damn Limp Bizkit concert. No way. They don't even know who the hell Limp Bizkit is. The Gen X didn't know who the hell Fred Durst. They probably vaguely heard the name Fred Durst, but damn sure didn't know who the hell no goddamn Limp Bizkit was. And so my take on all of this is, some people were putting in the chats. Now I'm gonna go. I give props, when I see one or two. Some people put this in the chat. Same thoughts that I had. This one, for instance, wrong crowd for Drake, for sure. It's the wrong crowd. But let everybody else, oh, he's through. He got booed in his hometown. Different kind of crowd. That's all they saw. Different type of crowd is all. That's all. That's it. It's nothing more. No Kendrick effect. None of that. And then last but not least, it's not easy to assume that no one goes to a Limp Bizkit show, a Limp Bizkit show, to hear about Drake. Why do they even look at the comments? And the comments are asinine. Most of them don't make sense. They it's not even worth reading, because everybody's trolling and they have their feelings in it, so they're not thinking logically. But me coming from the producer background and artist background, DJing, radio station. So I'm affiliated with everything. So I understand all the processes. I've been an artist, been a producer. So I understand everything that's going on. And the trollers and the fans, they're not getting it, So like this person say, it's the wrong crowd for Drake, for sure. And my example is this. Like I say, when I throw the parties and everything, they sell out. Call the fire marshal. I've gotten threatened to shut down if I let anybody else in the party. Okay. But I can go to a partner of mine that's DJing at a redneck bar, and he'll announce I'm in the building. They know of me because I'm hot in the hometown. But when he did that, the manager came up there and said, well, don't give them too much of that rap, stuff, because they feel like all I know is hip hop, the rednecks. And so he was like, hey, we don't mind you DJing, but kind of keep the rap to, kind of minimum. And so when I started playing their type of music, redneck. I played a little Jump, Van Halen, some Billy Joel. They was like in their 40, 50, maybe 60 range. I'm gonna say 40 and 50, 55. Anyway, and when it came to the rap, because it was some 40-year-olds that was drunk and wanted to turn up, and if you ever turned up with white people, man, they really know how to party, fucking A. But so They wanted to hear things like Bust a Move. I think it's Young MC. They wanted to hear Funky Cole Medina. They wanted to hear Tone Loc, you know. They wanted to hear Sir Mix-a-Lot, Baby Got Back. All the big commercial success rappers. Threw on some Kanye. They weren't really moving to Kanye. Threw on some Jay-Z. They weren't feeling Jay-Z. Threw on some, started from the bottom, you know, now we here. And nice for what? Threw on some Drake. They moved a little bit, but they didn't really, they weren't feeling it. They wanted to hear what they were used to hearing. You know, a little country here where you played little whiskey songs and all that. That's what they came to hear. Just like when I'm doing family and class reunions. A lot of those class reunion people, besides line dances, you can play the line dances, but they want to hear music from their era so they can go back in time to when they were whoever they were doing whatever they were, feeling good back then without all the troubles of the world that they're going through today or whatever they do, even if there's no troubles. But they just want to go back because it was a different feeling back in the day than what you have today, whether it's an escape, you know, for the moment. So he getting up there announcing Drake's in the building. And I heard later on that night that Drake did perform. And I'm trying to find that video, but nevertheless, the guy was screaming, "More Limp Bizkit, more Limp Bizkit," because they came there to hear Limp Bizkit. Okay, it had nothing to do with this damn battle that all these bloggers, and I'm gonna tell you about the bloggers. I'm gonna play this video, but this was going on with the bloggers. We all had a chance to jump on the Drake hate bandwagon and make a lot of money, and that's what a lot of them did. I chose to stay neutral. Number one, I really don't have the time because I got a lot of shit going on. So I could have jumped on there and racked up thousands. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, I'm not gonna get on there and slander the dude because number one, he ain't had no business battling the guy, no way, because they're two totally different type of rappers. And I'm like, okay, the fact that he got up and tried to battle the dude, he had heart, and he was actually hanging with him. They were back and back. Everybody was like, oh, it's Kendrick. Oh, it's Drake. Oh, it's Kendrick. Oh, I think it was Drake. So they were doing that until Kendrick dropped the back-to-back, the Euphoria, and then the jam of the century, They Not Like Us. Had Drake stuck to the script and dropped his banger, you know, before Kendrick's banger, and then we would have been battling over whose banger was the best, but it probably would have been hard as hell to beat the They Not Like Us. But we that's something we'll never know because it didn't happen. Right when it was time for Drake to drop his banger, Kendrick hit him with the Euphoria and the pedo allegations, and so Drake decided to try to drop a little weak track to try to cure that up. You'll never catch my name on a sex offenders list, all that old crazy shit. Had he just ignored that and stuck to the script, I think it probably would have been a different, you know, kind of outcome because everybody was waiting on Drake to drop that hit. And he did. He got in defense mode attacking the allegations that Kendrick. So my big ups always been to Kendrick because Kendrick's strategy was better. And keep in mind, Kendrick been wanting to drop this dude from day one. So it's kind of different. Let's just say you cool with somebody and then that person turns against you all of a sudden and want to jump on you. It caught you off guard. But then you have that enemy who you're sitting there, if he say this to me, I'm gonna do that. If she say that to me, I'm gonna do this. If she do this, if she touch me, I'm gonna do this. Do that. So you waiting on this person to touch you. So that's what I think happened with the Drake and Kendrick. He caught Drake off guard because the guy, Drake didn't know that Kendrick really hated him like that. And then Kendrick came in there to kill and murder this dude's career. Okay. He didn't just want to just rap and shoot him down. You did this, you did that, blah, blah. He threw the pedophile jacket on him. And then they went back and dug up videos. He with the girl, and he asked the girl to come on stage in Colorado. She's with her father. The father let her go up on stage. Drake kisses the girl, a couple times. Y'all got kissed by Drake, a celebrity, and they blew it out of proportion. Drake 24 at the time, because it was in 2010. Let me see. It was in 2010, in like May of 2010. Let's see if I can get this. May of 2010. Where's my calculator? Okay. Let's see. All right. Drake. Let's just say Drake. We're gonna give him 38 right now. Okay. When was Drake's birthday? I ain't giving him that. Let me see. The beauty of the world of information that we live in, right? Okay, Drake age. Okay. Drake's age. Let's see. Drake age. 37. Okay. 37. The concert was in 2010. All right. So if we do 37, 2010, okay. Right now it is 2024 minus 2010. 2024 minus 2010. That's, I keep saying that. Okay, hold on. 2024. Clear. All right. 20, 24 minus 20 minus. This thing tripping. Hold on. I'm gonna do that math in my head. Minus 2010. Okay. Okay, that's 14 years. So if you take, that was 14 years ago. So if he's 37, 37 minus 14, 23. All right. So, and actually his birthday hadn't hit yet. He would be 23 after October. The concert was in May. So technically he was 22 years old. And I just did the math. He's 22 years old. The girl's 17, 18, 19, 21, 22. So he's 5 years older than the girl that he called on stage. Let's keep in mind the legal age of consent is 17 in Colorado. Okay. But the Drake haters and Kendrick stans, and they saying that now, there's not fans, it's stans. So he's a pedophile. He kissed on a 17-year-old girl whose father gave her permission to come on stage, who she came later and addressed the allegations, saying it was cool then and it was nothing, and it's cool now and it's nothing. They've actually worked together because she's in some type of music thing with Universal, and they worked together since that night. So, but he's okay. So, with all that being said, the people wanted to hear. It had nothing to do with none of that. The people wanted to hear who they paid to see. I'm gonna play the video again. You're gonna hear the guy in the back, more Limp Bizkit, and everybody, because Limp Bizkit was teasing them, because Limp Bizkit had different people coming on throughout the show. The people wanted to hear Limp Bizkit. So just imagine you got dressed up. It's girls' night, okay? You dressed up. You going to a throwback party, okay? At this throwback party, they have Drew Hill. They have Genuine. We'll just go ahead and say they got Escape in the building. Monica. Let me give one more good I'm gonna just throw in Jodeci for the hell of it. All right, you're paying your money to see that, and then they tell you Soldier Boy in the building. We got Soldier Boy in the house. I'm like, what the fuck, Soldier Boy doing here? We came to turn over some old school R&B. We ain't trying to hit no Soldier Boy. We, no matter how popular, this Soldier Boy's hometown. But you paid your money to hear Genuine, Drew Hill. You paid your money to see Escape. You know what I'm saying? Monica. Not no goddamn Soldier Boy. So you gonna boo too. I know I would. So it's not everything is that's going on with the Drake and Kendrick thing. I personally don't feel like Drake gives a shit. It was what it was. I think he realized where he fucked up at. The angle that he took was wrong. He fucked up, you know. And then Rolling Stone called the victory, which I thought was kind of crazy because people, the people that was rooting for Drake still waiting on Drake to see what Drake's gonna drop, you know. And then all of a sudden, 3 days later, after They Not Like Us dropped and started taking the world by like a damn wildfire. They said it was over. Okay. And one reason it was kind of good for hip hop is because all the people that was in hip hop, especially DJs, we were losing sleep. I'm talking about I'm up 3, 4 in the morning and got work and everything. Kids going to school, all that shit. And I'm like, man, I'm trying to see if anybody gonna drop. Wife like, hey, you coming to bed? No, I'm trying to see if anybody gonna drop. You know, and I'm like, shit, I'm like, damn that. So it was good for hip hop, but now it's sloppy for hip hop. It's not representing. It's not representing the hip hop that I would like it to represent. That a lot of the true I am hip hop fans, it's too crazy. And then you have all these bloggers. Everybody is against Drake. And then I'm just a fan of good music, so I could care less. But what I do know is Kendrick don't drop enough. He didn't drop enough. That's why on that last song that Drake came out defending himself, he was like, "Well, at least we got some more music out of you for your fans to listen to. Get you writing again. Get you back out there." And Drake is really the best thing that ever happened to this dude's career. I understand everybody. Oh, he got Grammys and his album was good. Yeah, but a lot of people wasn't talking about Kendrick. This is the most anybody ever talked about Kendrick Lamar since Kendrick Lamar been Kendrick Lamar. I know whatever, but I speak facts. I ain't on nobody's nutsack. I just speak the way it is. Y'all on the sacks are why I'm speaking facts. Nobody was even paying attention, like talking about, except the Kendrick true fans. They actually forgot who he was. I was digging the Pimp the Butterfly. I like the Mad City. I'm rolling. So I roll with Kendrick. He just didn't put out enough material and enough club bangers. Okay. So me personally, I can sit here and name possibly 10 Drake songs and features right off the head. Naming 5 Kendricks is gonna be tough. You know what I'm saying? I know about the DNA. I know the swimming pools don't kill my vibe. I like the song that he did with T.I. When the lights go out, that's it, then go down. I like that. Then he had another little slow jam with a chick I can't remember, but it was popular. But then I just started. It's hard to think. But when you talk about the Drake, you can go all day. From his singing songs to his songs with Ross to the songs with Future, Jumpman. It's just I speak from a DJ's perspective that has been an artist, that's been the producer and all that. That's why when they say he don't write his songs. It's like the new generation, the haters, they just run off of what they hear. Me, I sit back because I know the formula. I know how it works. I've been in studios with big artists and seeing their writing process. Been sitting there watching them and see the crew, all the different people that's in the room, that's either in the other studio, in the other booth recording, come in there and sit while this guy's writing and ready to spit his stuff. And I see the reaction. So I try to enlighten and make y'all see. Just because a person uses reference tracks, a rapper uses a reference tracks, and you guys would be surprised of the rappers that actually use reference tracks, people to do their hooks, people in the studio that give them bars, people that do their choruses. It's a process when you're that big on a stage, as big as the stage as Drake is on. Drake is a pop star, and when people say that, they try to say it as a diss, but actually, it's not a diss. Pop stars are accepted, are supposed to sell more, expected to sell more. Drake sells; he's the top selling rap artist of all time. Well, Drake isn't a rap artist; he's a pop star, which is a good thing because you crossed over. But when he came in the game, he was straight rapping. And what y'all not understanding is he came in the game as a rapper. He got the success when his songs start crossing over. First two albums, dope, out of the water. You have to keep these hits coming. So what you do when your creative blocks are there, but you got to put out this material. Kendrick been out since like 2009, and he probably got 4 albums, maybe 5 since 2009. Drake came out in 2009, and between mixtapes and all that, Drake down he got 16 albums. Whether he featuring with somebody, the boy is busy. And so my thing is consistency. Kendrick wasn't consistent enough. And so as talented and lyrical as he is, as long as you under the shadow of Eminem, because everybody talking about Kendrick. Oh, Kendrick this, he's that, he's a genius, he da 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 da. Soon as Eminem dropped, and I give that album overall. Then I'm gonna get back on topic, but we talk about Eminem. I give that album overall a 7 out of 10 because the songs that are really good are really good, and the songs that are really bad are terribly bad. So I give it, I like the album. You got a lot of different songs, that I can vibe to. And then it's rhythm. And when I was deep in my rap, and my boys are vouch for this, Fat Boy, Mario, Luke, all us was outside, and I was the rapper in the clique. And so I'd be outside just freestyling, just coming up with stuff, just rapping, blah, blah, blah. But we always listening to that Red Curtain or whatever album that Eminem had, and I was playing it in my car, and we were just studying it. And when I heard Eminem was flowing on that, I literally quit rapping that night that we heard that. So Eminem made me start rapping. So I respect the brother, you know what I'm saying? But back to the Drake and Kendrick. What people don't understand is Drake write his own songs. When you're doing an album, okay, let's just say if he got 15 songs on the album, Drake may write 7 of those songs. So now you got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I would say he write 8 of them because he'll write, if it's 15 songs, he's going to write 8 to 9 of them, and then he collab with the rest. And that's their writing process. So he'll use someone for a hook. He'll use someone for the cadence of the song, the rhythm, the vibe of the music. And but he's writing his own lyrics. Now, those reference tracks that we hear, especially the one that everybody was like crazy over, the guy who wrote the hook sounds like he's the first one that rap. I can't think of the damn song, but it was a song that everybody liked, and they heard the reference track. But artists that as big as Drake that drop as consistent as Drake uses reference tracks. It's part of hip hop because you're not gonna be that creative, especially when your first 2 or 3 albums are dope and you by yourself and you're doing this. Then you done features with people. Eventually, your creativity is gonna run out, but you still need to have that material going. Even Nicki Minaj said that Drake saved her when she had writer's block. Kanye sent a track to Drake. Drake penned the track, sent it back to him. Drake said it. Kanye said, "Hey, if I had a bunch of," he said, "I had a whole bunch of writers in the room. If each one of them was like Drake, all those writers couldn't measure up to one Drake." And so, he's doing his thing. But as far as everybody, if he wrote it and he can't write because he don't even write for himself, they write for themselves. They use reference tracks for ideas. They use other. If somebody give you a line, I'm gonna let Nikki explain it, and then I'm gonna come back. Peep this out. This her talking to Funk Flex, and Funk Flex was, I think, one of the, if not the first, one of the first ones to drop a reference track that Drake did. Peep it out.
Okay.
We mentioned those reference tracks. I just want your opinion. I just want your opinion. I said it, and I mean, and you talked lyrical. I really want your opinion. I'm not like,
I'll tell you what
of the reference. When you heard the Drake reference tracks, what was your opinion? If you even heard them, you see, I gave you a little out, but I'm not though because I know you heard them.
Let me tell you something. I said this on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Drake writes for himself and others. Correct. If y'all think that Drake don't, I mean, give me a break. Let me tell you something.
I don't think he doesn't write. I don't think he does not write.
Okay. Every single rapper has had someone lay a reference track for them or something and said, "Here, I did an idea for you. I did a hook for you." It's up to you as an artist what you take and what you don't. But that happens with everyone because people go in and do hooks. And some people will put something in there.
Well, that's allowed in the game.
Of course.
Like a hook, couple bars, hook idea, change something up in the studio. Those are like unwritten rules of being okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I don't know I didn't hear anything that made me, feel away. And
I was surprised. I was.
Well, maybe I didn't hear what people be talking about, but I just know that like to put him in that category.
He's not a person. He's not a rapper that doesn't write.
Right.
I think. I don't think he doesn't write. I think maybe I felt. I just never expected.
Yeah, but every rapper had from all of them have come out and said, "Yo, when we all in the studio and we writing and we recording, niggas that say 2 lines here and there, and you like, oh, that shit is hot, that's whatever." Everybody, that period.
Yes.
Like I've been in the studio with men. I'm not gonna say male rappers' names, and I've given lines. Does that mean I write for them now? No,
I don't. Okay, but Nikki, you're sharing a rule that's an understood rule. Like it's like a quiet understood rule. Like, yeah, it's cool.
So that's what I was trying to preach. That'd be my thing. Does that eliminate you from saying you the best when you choose the hitmaker route? Yeah, because they do have that and they're tucked in their bag where they can say, well, you didn't write this song, you didn't write that song. But these artists are actually writing these songs. They're getting their cadence from their cadence, the rhythms, the hooks, and Drake gives everybody credit. So that's the difference in a ghostwriter. A ghostwriter, you don't know that person wrote the song. Like Jay-Z wrote Still Dre. Okay. We didn't see Jay-Z name listed on the Still Dre. And he wrote Snoop and Dre, Dr. Dre's verse. But we don't see him credited on there. So he was a ghostwriter. When Jadakiss writes for P. Diddy, you don't see Jadakiss as getting credit. So Jadakiss is a ghostwriter. whenever Drake collabs with anybody, their name is listed in the credits, whether they gave a hook, whether he did a bar from them or whatever, whether they gave him the rhythm, he lists them. So they're on ghostwriters. And then if he wrote it, yeah. You have reference tracks, which gives you ideas. You're not going to stay that fresh. Like Eminem signed D12. They kept him fresh. Biggie signed Junior Mafia, even though he penned for a lot of them. That was his motivation to keep going, and they showed him what was hip on the streets. Dr. Dre signed Eminem. I think Eminem found 50 Cent, thinking that's how that went. So Eminem got 50 Cent. They kept him high. So it's like they put artists up under them to keep them fresh. Jay-Z with the young guns and Beanie Siegel now. They kept Jay-Z on his toes. Because when you're as talented and good as those main artists that I named, you're gonna run out of ideas. But if you as consistent as Drake, you got to, by any means necessary, you got to get that hit. You got to get that hit. And so that he chose the hit maker route. So when I see people like my guy, one of the guys that I was talking with, okay, Theodore Big Game Johnson, salute my brother. But he used to be a rapper, and him and I was going back and forth, and we came to a conclusion where we understood each other, where it was coming from. But yeah, he used to be a rapper. He used to pen for his crew. I did too, and we got similar things in common. And his thing was he can't respect a rapper who doesn't write his own material. And what I was telling him was I had to make him remember when he was in a rap group and he penned for these people that was in his group, his crew. Does that mean his people can't write? No, it doesn't. That means that because when we used to be in a studio session, and I was with either Chocolate Tie, Styling, Lil Mal, whoever I was with at the time, and we're in the studio, and they rapping. Even we used to sit in sessions with Mystical, and they'll be writing, and I we would hear lyrics coming, but if something didn't sound right, I'll say, well, maybe you should say this. Even when I'm working with R&B artists like D Shaw out of Dallas right now, and he's beginning to get ready to go on tour or whatever. I used to write with him faithfully. He would call me at 2, 3 in the morning. Hey man, I'm stuck right here, and I'll say, sing it to me, and he'll sing the thing, and I'll pin it out, and I'll say, hey, say it this way. Then I'm singing, he's singing. Okay, I got it. I'm gonna hit you in the morning. He get off the phone. And that's all part of the game. Just like Nikki said, if they all in the studio and everybody rapping, somebody say a bar, hey man, it ought to go like this and that and that, then Drake give them credit. That's not a ghostwriter. And that doesn't mean you can't write. That just means when it comes to certain tracks, you collab with people, and a lot of them do. If you go back and Google some of your favorite artists, like the Tretches and a lot of them that we think are so hot. If you go to who wrote the song, you're gonna see them, another writer, the producer, the songs they sampled, different things like that. It's a writing process. Just like I'm Single by Lil Wayne. Drake penned that. Fall for Your Type. Jamie Foxx, couple of Beyonce's songs. So it's like being that he been on top for so long, the world want to see Drake fall. And that's just that's in anything. If a basketball team winning all the time, people are gonna start going against the basketball team, especially Gen Z. They, you know, that's the most negative, canceled generation that's out here, and they troll. And so my thing with this, more Limp Bizkit, them people paid to see Limp Bizkit, not Drake.
Did you know Drake's here tonight? I thought Drake was your homie. What? No? Drake's my homie. And since Drake's here, he's over here on the side, I'm gonna do this one for him. It's dedicated to you.
Them people paid to see more Limp Bizkit. It had nothing to do, because if it was about Drake, they would have been saying they not like us. They would have been saying A minor. They would have been hollering pedo, all that. All they were saying was boo, because they wanted to hear more Limp Bizkit. That's it. So you could be a Kendrick fan and try to run off, oh, he done. That don't mean he done, because he was, right before when the beef started, I think it was the end of a basketball season. He was at a Toronto's game getting all the love. So the Raptors game. So it's like, that had nothing to do with nothing. It's not a Kendrick effect. So get over yourselves. It is what it is. The man that went on with his life. He does one or two trolling himself on his social media platforms, but the man can do whatever the hell he want to do. Why is he showing the vehicle that looked like the vehicle Pac had? Why is he wearing a Pac shirt? You know, let that man do what he wants. On social media, if I go to somebody's Instagram or Facebook page and I say something like, why you always post a picture every day, they be like, that's my business. You know what I'm saying? I do what I want to do. You don't like what I post, don't come to my page. Same way with the celebs. Let that man do what he want to do. That battle stuff ain't even, like I say, it was a mismatch to me from the jump, because Drake is a hit maker. Kendrick is a standing aside for lyrical MC. They had no business even battling each other. That was the weakest shit I ever seen. It was good to hip hop because it makes you have to rap now. Eminem is great for hip hop because he's showing these artists you gotta spit. But then again, we have our trap artists, the little babies and all them, that don't have to spit, because we like the future. Future. We don't want everybody rapping like Eminem and Kendrick. We need we don't need everybody rapping like Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. We need Sexy Red. We need Glorilla. That's what makes rap different. And so everybody want everybody to rap the same and be the same. And if you don't rap the same and be the same, you're lame. That's not how hip hop goes. Hip hop has a variety of styles, and that's what makes it jump. You know, Luke Skywalker came out with the stripper music. You know what I'm saying? We had MC Sade, stripper music. You know, then we had what's that with the Key 6E. We had a lot of different groups that was rapping conscious, like the Eric B and Rakim. They had the conscious flow. Then we had Will Smith telling jokes, Nightmare on My Street. So hip hop has a bunch of different flavors. Then they would get on that positive tip. Then you had NWA with the gangster shit. Then you had gangster West Coast shit. Then you had Boogie Down Productions with the gangster, and Just Ice with the gangster East Coast. So it's like everybody have their place in the umbrella of hip hop. Well, Drake is a pop star. He's not hip hop, yeah, but he came out in hip hop, and he still can spit hip hop. You know, so he is part of hip hop, even though he crossed over and chose to do the hit maker route, and that's what he's doing. But to me, Kendrick he's not the best lyricist in the world. He's a great lyricist, and he makes good music because the songs that I like by him, I really like by him. And the songs that I never heard that I've started listening to now that the battle is, the battle had begun. I went back and I've been listening to other tracks that Kendrick was on. But if it wasn't for this battle, I wouldn't be thinking about a Kendrick Lamar as much, many and of you guys either, whether you want to admit it or not. Until he drops something, that's when we get into him. And then once the album fade, that's when we fade from Kendrick. This is the hottest Kendrick Lamar has ever been. I'm waiting to see what's next. He needs to drop the Little Broccoli song next. I talked about that. He needs to drop that next. And then he's going to drop an album after that. We need to see what the album going to do. That's going to be the challenge. Drake been dropping little sample tracks allegedly, and Castanard and everybody been playing them, getting their reactions and things. So he's working on his new material, and moving on. But it's like the Kendrick fans do not want the beef with Drake to die down, so we could move on to what's next for both of them in hip hop. That's what I'm waiting on. But to sum it up, because I'm about to get off of here. The booing at the Redneck concert had nothing to do with him being through and can't go nowhere in Toronto and none of that. It had something to do with the demographics, the crowd that he was in there. Well, they new metal, they rap too. Yeah, but if Drake not affiliated with them and they're used to hearing whatever they hear on the radio, if they listen to radio, Drake is not an artist that even fit that lineup. He don't fit that lineup, period. Then one say, no, that's just because it was Drake. Had it been DMX, yeah, because DMX had a rock appeal to him. And DMX appeals to that age group. You have like 21 Savage, which is 21 something years old. He didn't even know why people praising are people looking up to Tupac. Because he never really heard Tupac, listen to Tupac like that. Let's see, 21 Savage age. Okay, he's 31. Okay. He's 31. But at 31, he wasn't into Tupac. He wasn't into Tupac. So he was like, he didn't see what the big fuss was about Tupac. You probably heard California Love, because that's like the most popular crossover with Hit 'Em Up, which is the diss track that was labeled the best, one of the best until Kendrick Lamar's They Not Like Us. But yeah, so that's where it falls. It's the different generations. And like I say, Gen Z is a weird generation, bro. They don't like nothing. They criticize everything. It's the cancel generation. That's why they call them the cancel generation. But with all that being said, the booze at that thing was basically on, let's see. Anyway, we can't do without Sexy Red. Sexy Red keep the clubs and stuff jumping. You put on any Sexy Red song, but they want to get away from that, but they'll jump on Glorilla. The ones who don't like Sexy Red listen to Glorilla, and they like Sexy Red, but they'll jump on Glorilla. You know what I'm saying? 95 degrees, they love that shit. I ain't got no nigga in the, that was their own, But then again, besides Pound Town, after you got over that Pound Town, everything else that Sexy Red made, which Pound Town blew up, but we just don't like seeing our kids chatting that, But yeah, it's a place for every artist in hip hop, basically, to address what was said. But like I say, I'm about to wrap this up. But the booze was because they're at a Limp Bizkit concert. Limp Bizkit and Drake music do not mix. Now, had they had songs together and they called Drake out, Drake's in the building, and he got booed, I would say maybe nobody want to hear Drake. But these people really was turned up to hear more Limp Bizkit, like that guy was yelling in the back. That's what they wanted to hear. It wasn't about no Kendrick Lamar's, they not like us, and all that. So no, I just had to get on here tonight and clear this up. I supposed to have done this yesterday. I was chatting with someone, another blogger online, and they're saying, and I got a couple little hits from YouTube about putting out more content. And so last night I was gonna jump on here and address it real quick because I saw this other girl get on there and everybody anti Drake. I'm just good music, and I don't care who makes it, whether it came from Canada, Germany. If it's good, I like it, and that's as a DJ perspective. I like 21 Savage. He coming with it. And like I say, when Kendrick, you run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. Drake goes wherever they hot. He in St. Louis he ran to St. Louis when it was Sexy Red. The other guy, 301, 505, look a lie. He ran wherever he was. So whoever is hot and they can keep him fresh, that's where he goes. Then he made Weekend sign over all his stuff. Ain't nothing in this game free. Drake love hits. He's a hit maker. So if anybody come to Drake trying to get signed and you got some good sounding hooks and things, they're gonna put you. They've been doing it. You get put on the back burner. You're gonna come out, but you're gonna supply the artist on this label with your hits, and then after that, then you can come out. I know a guy right now out of Monroe, Louisiana, one of the best singers you ever want to meet. Put Johnny Gill to competition, and they signed him to a major label, and he had to write for them. He was giving them their songs, and he was writing songs. So he was giving them his songs. So that's all part of the game. It's nothing new. It's just that the new hip hoppers that's in the game that like who they like got a problem with what's going on in the game. But there always been reference tracks. It's always been writers coming together to put together the hits, come up with your hook. Like Nikki say, they always somebody giving you a hook. Hey man, this will sound good. And that's where Quint Miller came in, that he had been studying Drake since he came out. And so he was like, hey, I got this song for you, that song for you, that song. So Drake listened to everything and then, started using it. So the boos, as I wrap it up, all those boos were not because Kendrick, Drake. That had nothing to do with the K. Kendrick effect at all. They paid to see a new metal rock and roll concert, and you up here telling us you got a singing rapper in the building, whether it's his hometown, underground, whatever. If I paid to see an R&B concert and you bring in Soulja Boy out there, slow jam R&B concert, and you tell me Soulja Boy in the building, Soulja gonna get booed too. So no, that had nothing to do with K. Dot in this battle and Drake is through when your hometown. Because like I say, if the hometown has a theme and it's a 70s, 80s party and I'm in there playing Lil Boosie, they gonna diss me too. And Limp Bizkit fans are not Drake fans. They don't mix. Limp Bizkit fans barely know who Drake and Kendrick Lamar are. They'll know Drake because he's on the charts. But like I say, the lineup was Limp Bizkit, the Bones, Nate No Face, and Corey. Drake ain't have no business in that lineup. Drake don't even fit that damn lineup. So that's why he got booed. Because they're like, why are you bringing this guy to this shit? We came to hear Limp Bizkit. You heard the guy in the back. We more Limp Bizkit. That's all he wanted to hear was more Limp Bizkit. So with that being said, I actually stayed on here a hell of a lot longer than what I expected, but I just had to get a lot out there. But yeah, I don't got nothing against neither artist. There's one of the rock groups right there. That's that Nate No Face. There's another rock and roll group right there. That's the Bones. And then you had Corey. And like I say, we're in the Foxtrot. Does Drake fit in with that lineup? But with all that being said, I'm about to get out of here, see what's going on. It's back to school time around here. So I'm about to head out and get back. But I suppose, like I said, I was supposed to do this yesterday. The guys wanted me to come on yesterday. So tonight, when I decided to do it, I was supposed to go on at 9. Then when I missed my 9, all my people, they had other stuff to do. So I was like, well, I didn't already programmed, so I'm still going on. But with all that being said, yeah, he's not through. We waiting on that album. And I did see something where he wants to battle Kendrick again, but he need to leave the battle shit alone. Y'all not in the same league. Just chill, let your album come out and do your thing. But that album can't be subpar. You got to come with at least 4 club bangers, and you need at least 6 top 100 with 3 of those in the top 10. Anything less than that, Drake, they're going to say you fell off. K. Dot, you're going to have to do the same thing because your album got to be slamming and you need songs that's going to stay on the chart now. That big Not Like Us record, as big as it is, that could be hard for you to top. The Broccoli song that you gave us a sample of at the beginning of the Not Like Us video, it's going to do something. It's going to pull a few numbers. But what happens after that? That's what we want to see. So a lot of times we brag on these hits. It's like when New Edition did that Heartbreak album. It's hard to come back. Bobby Brown with that album My Prerogative was on. The My Prerogative album. Don't Be Cruel album. It's hard to bounce back from that. Those big selling albums. And now everything's going off singles and streams. If Kendrick don't keep it up after the Broccoli song, if he released that and he don't keep coming and coming with it, it's going to be tough. So those huge hits can be a gift and a curse at the same time. So it's going to be interesting to see what the fall brings because they got a feeling both trying to drop in the fall, and I don't know if they're going to respect the albums or whatever. But, Drake is behind the 8 ball, and Kendrick ain't that far. Even though he's winning now, we need to see is he going to keep winning. But with all that being said, my final thoughts, and then I'm actually out of here for real, as they say. Yeah, we finna get out. So the booze were not about the Drake and Kendrick beef. The booze was actually about wrong place, wrong time. Right place, wrong artist. Nobody want to hear no Drake when I paid to see Limp Bizkit and Nate No Face. So that's that. And with all of that being said, I'm about to get out of here. So Kendrick fans, get over it. That the battle, the booze didn't come from nothing Kendrick rapped about. They just didn't want to see Drake at no goddamn new metal and rock concert. Period. Just like you wouldn't want to see Soulja Boy at an 80s R&B festival or 90s R&B festival. and they tell you Soldier Boy in the building, and you 40 plus, 35 plus, you're not trying to, and if he is, you don't want to see him perform. So it just depends on what mood you're in. You at a theme party, I'm at a 80s hip hop party, and then somebody trying to bring out Post Malone. I ain't trying to hear Post Malone. I came to hear old school hip hop. And that's, I think, what failed with the Limp Bizkit concert and Drake. And the only reason Limp Bizkit brought him in there and announced him is because they were label mates, because they both were signed to Young Money at one time. But with that being said, catch the replay. I'll post it on the sites if you missed the live. Catch the replay. We're going to play it again tomorrow. So get at me. And with that being said, if you guys missed it, just hit me up. Go to The Black Movement. That's DABLAKK Movement. 3 different words. Put that in your Yahoo. Google it. You'll see me on there, and check out more of the YouTube videos from the podcast. I have a Speak on It podcast and a hip hop podcast. This is part of the hip hop edition right here. So go check it out. I'll be doing more content as the fall comes, because YouTube is actually inboxing me every other day, if not daily, about more content. So I got to put more content out here. So they want me, they got me monetizing and all that. So I'm going to try to put out a little bit more skits and materials and advice on dating and all that different stuff. I'm just going to be doing the shorts and all that on that. All that's coming soon. And going to get this channel thing and podcast thing going. But with all that being said, I'm out. DJ Black, Monday, hip hop edition. And with all that, I'm out. And let me take this off, and let's see. And I should have had my speakers in the back, but you about to shut it down. About to shut it down and get out of here. DJ Black. It's really, I do this on Wednesday. Every third Wednesday, I do my hip hop. But I did it tonight because I supposed to did it yesterday, because some guys that I was chatting with wanted me to go live yesterday, but I had a storm here and electric was coming in and out. So I was like, I was going to do it tonight. Then we agreed to 9 o'clock. I didn't come on till like an hour and 30 minutes later. So with all that being said, I'm out. DJ Black and the hip hop podcast on a Monday. But with all that out, peace.
Hip hop. Hip hop. Hip hop.
Hold up. I will be back. Me and the crew will be back with the Speak On It podcast Wednesday night. I'm thinking we're going to tackle why does cheating hurt men more than it hurts women? Something in that category. But just look, I'll post it and share everything tomorrow. But it's going to be Wednesday night when we talk about that. But we touch upon relationships every night. I do the hip hop on every third Wednesday. But other than that, that's the schedule. So we'll be back on our relationship thing Thursday night. Men can dish, but they can't take. Now, with that being said, I'm out. Hip hop, Monday night edition. Peace.
Hip hop. Hip hop. Hip hop. Hip hop. Hip hop. Hip hop.
And what it meant to DJ Scott LaRock.
No talk you like a jelly bean. I'm hip hop. Hip hop. Hip hop. Hip hop. Hip hop. Hip hop. Hip hop.
And what it meant to